This week it's Tomatin time as my series of 12-year-old Scotch whiskies continues. Stay tuned to find out my thoughts. Welcome whisky lovers, this is Whisky Straight and I'm Big Al. If you like whisky, you've come to the right channel, so if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell notification so you can stay up to date with all future content and join me on my spiritual odyssey through the wonderful world of whisky. And on that note, I just want to say a massive thanks once again to all my new subscribers and all my returning subscribers. Finally got over that 300 mark, and if you haven't already seen it, I have done a little giveaway video where I will be giving one of you lucky viewers a Highland whiskey tasting glass. I'll pop a link up in the corner here so you can go to that video and throw your hat in the ring if you already haven't seen it. So let's get on to this whiskey here, the Tomatin 12. This whiskey used to be 40% ABV, but in 2014 it was increased to 43% ABV. It's matured in ex-bourbon barrels and then spends 6 to 9 months further maturing, or finishing rather, in Oloroso sherry casks. In regards price, it's pretty decently priced, 30 to 35 quid usually. I think mine was 35 quid because it came with 2 lovely little glasses in a presentation box. So, you know I do love my glassware, so it was a chance not to turn down. As usual, all the relevant links to Tomatin and to everything in this video will be in the description down below, so feel free to check them out. And just, well, let's get right into it and see how this Tomatin 12 fares in relation to the ones I've already done. The last one was the Glengoyne. Before that we had the Kilkerran and the Deanston. So if you've got a bottle of this, go on ahead, pour yourself a dram and we'll share it together. Sláinte. So we'll start off with the nose. Right off, it's very fruity, light fruity, then there's a wee bit more of a punch there. It's pear, and there's a bit of the light earthiness coming into play as well. Wee bit perfumey as well, as that earthiness becomes a bit floral. And the perfume is a wee tad on the harsh side. It's like a lavender, like a dirty lavender. And then there's pear again, some vanilla, and I'm also getting something that I don't really get an awful lot on Scotch whiskies, which is a light minty note, but it does combine reasonably well with that vanilla, and then it finishes off to become a nice orange peel feel on the nose. But overall I think that what stands out in that, maybe stand out is not the right word, it kind of, I find it a wee bit overpowering, is that perfumey note. Well, you have to dig in to get those other things out, and they do come through once it sort of settles and your nose gets used to it. It is that perfumey little light lavender thing that does take over and does, in my opinion, overpower the rest of that sensation. So let's go into the palate and see if it improves any there. Sláinte. Pear and orange, pretty quick. Pear first, then the orange, but it's a very swift transition from one to the other. The bond together. There's a gentle spice. There's hazelnut, there's oak. There's that pear note again. But once again, it's very fleeting. And then there's that spicy hazelnutty oakishness that comes in on the back of it, and that spice is like a wee touch of ginger, bit of nutmeg, and then it becomes dark chocolate, barrel char, a bit of a powdery feel on the palate. The dark chocolate becomes coffee, a tad harsh. It's a wee bit light on the palate, a wee bit thin, even though there is that touch of darkness that comes in with the fruitier, spicier notes. Let's go again. Now that the spice is still there, but it does become a bit more milk chocolatey now. But then again, the more robust, and dare I say it, the way they come through, a bit harsh, dark, bitter chocolate, coffee does kind of take over here again. And it's not really a gentle transition, it's more of a beat down. Now, I generally am a fan of Tomatin and I like the flavour profile, but what I'm getting here is I'm finding this is just a wee bit harsh, and as you can see, I've gone down through the bottle, I've given it time, and sometimes when I sit down and have a dram, I like it better than other times. But that's something you normally get with whiskey. You know, depends on your mood, depends what you've had to eat before. There's a lot of variables in there, and sometimes you can sit down, if you really think about it and you're into your whiskey, you can pull things out that you didn't get before, or you can look at your notes and you can pull things out, especially when you're sitting in front of the camera, that you haven't already had in your notes. But the tendency here for it to be a wee tad on the thin side and a bit harsh is just the one overpowering thing. There's some nice elements in there, some nice flavours, but that thin harsh side is a wee bit off-putting. Let's give it one more go to see if it can redeem itself before I give you my final thoughts and a score. Now, again, it's like on the nose. Once your palate becomes seasoned to it, you've had a couple of sips, it becomes harder to pick out what you did at the start. It's that dark, harshy bitterness, bit of the char, coffee, dark chocolate, but there's just something about it that is not really endearing to me, and I think in the overall experience, and just the nose and then in the palate, it's got some redeeming features, it's got some nice things going on there, but they're fleeting, they're too short on the experience, and then the dark side comes in and beats it down. That said, it's very drinkable whiskey, but in terms of being able to sit down and really get a lot out of it, it's not doing a lot for me at all on that front. It's like a malty mouthfeel, a wee bit powdery in nature, like a powdery residue coming from that maltiness, and the finish is short to medium. It does retain that bitterness, that dark char, the oakiness, wee bit of the hazelnut coming in again. But all in all, it's given me more negatives than positives, which is sad because I was really looking forward to this bottle. I recently had a bottle of the Tomatin Legacy and I really enjoyed it. It was full of flavours. It was so much, in my opinion, richer and nicer, and I couldn't believe that I was actually drinking a 43% whiskey. This one, however, I had high hopes for. Maybe it was because of that previous experience that I'm a bit disappointed with this, but it's not badly priced. It's a decent whiskey. No more, no less, and I'm sorry to say that for me, so far in this series, this is probably the bottom of the pile, and that all said, it's an 84 from me. So, and I think that's maybe being a wee bit generous. It could have been down, maybe even another 183. So thanks once again for spending your time with me. Really does mean a lot. And if you've had a dram of this with me, or if you've had a dram of it in the past, let me know your thoughts down below. I always do appreciate your feedback and reading the comments. And don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring that bell notification so we can continue our spiritual odyssey together with a whiskey in the hand and a smile on the face. And until next time, folks, please look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe, and drink your whiskey the way you like it.